Want to speak real Dutch from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at DutchPod101.com.
In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Dutch. We'll start speaking right away, but first it's important to clarify that in Dutch, there's a difference between the formal and the informal language. Let's first see how Dutch people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Hallo, ik heet Marleen. Leuk je te ontmoeten. Hi, I'm Marleen. Nice to meet you. Hallo, ik heet Marleen. Leuk je te ontmoeten. Start by saying, hallo, ik heet. Then say your name. Hallo, ik heet Marleen. Finally say, leuk je te ontmoeten. Hallo, ik heet Marleen. Leuk je te ontmoeten. And now, let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Goedendag, ik heet Marleen van den Berg. Aangenaam. Good day, I'm Marleen van den Berg. Pleasure to meet you. Goedendag, ik heet Marleen van den Berg. Aangenaam. So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at these expressions together. Hallo has been substituted with the formal greeting Goedendag, which is Dutch for good day. Ik heet Marleen has not been changed. Ik heet simply means I am called. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said, Marleen van den Berg. Here you would say your full name. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Dutch is Hallo, ik heet Marleen. Leuk je te ontmoeten. The formal way to introduce yourself is Goedendag, ik heet Marleen van den Berg. Aangenaam. Now it's time for Marleen's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands. If you are not sure whether to use leuk je te ontmoeten or aangenaam, just say simply aangenaam, as this expression can be used in both the formal and informal introduction. If you use the correct sentence with Dutch people, they're definitely going to be impressed. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. Ben je er klaar voor? Are you ready? Let's start. There are several ways to thank someone. Let's start with the easiest. It's just one word. Bedankt. Bedankt. Bedankt means thank you. When saying thank you very much, you just need to add zeer at the beginning. Zeer bedankt. Zeer means a lot, so zeer bedankt is like saying thank you very much. During the last lesson, we discussed the informal and the formal way of speaking Dutch. Bedankt is the casual way to thank someone. If you want to be more formal, there's another phrase you should use. Dank u wel. Dank u wel. Let's break this phrase down. Dank is thank, and u is a formal word for you. We will discuss Dutch pronouns in more depth in a later lesson. Finally, wel means a lot. The full sentence once again is dank u wel. Actually, there's also an informal form of the expression dank u wel. In an informal setting, the correct expression is dank je wel. Dank je wel. The u from the expression dank u wel is simply replaced by je. Je is the informal word for you. How do you answer? It's easy. Here's the most common response. Graag gedaan. Graag gedaan. Graag gedaan can be used with just about anybody. Literally, this phrase means happily done or I did it with pleasure. So when someone is saying bedankt to you, we can simply reply with graag gedaan. Now it's time for Marleen's insights. If you're not sure about whether to use bedankt, dank u wel or dank je wel, keeping it simple is always your safest bet. You don't have to worry about formal or informal situations. Bedankt can be used with just about anyone, anywhere and at any time. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Holland. Ben je er klaar voor? Are you ready? Let's start. The most used informal greeting is hallo. Hallo. Hallo means hi or hello. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. The most used formal greetings will change depending on the time of the day. Let's start with Goedendag. Goedendag. Literally, goedendag means good day. As a rule of thumb, we can use goedendag only during the daytime, from late morning until early evening. In the morning we say goedemorgen, good morning. Goedemorgen. During the evening we say goedenavond, goedenavond. Goed is Dutch for good. Dag, morgen, and avond means day, morning, and evening, respectively. Easy, right? What should you say when you leave? Dutch people usually say tot ziens when leaving in a formal situation. Tot ziens. Tot ziens means goodbye. If we say goodbye to friends or our relatives, we use the informal word dag. Dag. You can also say doei. The expression doei is commonly used in informal situations. Doei. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Dutch. Let's review them all again. First, the greetings. Informally, we simply say hallo. Formally, use goedemorgen in the morning, goedendag in the afternoon, and goedenavond in the evening. When leaving in a formal situation, we say tot ziens, and in an informal situation, it's dag or doei. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Marlene's insights. In formal situations, Dutch people commonly greet each other by shaking hands. On the other hand, if we meet someone we are very friendly with, we kiss each other on both cheeks, usually 2 or 3 times. Don't be afraid to do it with your Dutch friends. It's normal. In this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Dutch, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here's the informal way to say it. Spreek je Engels? Spreek je Engels? In Dutch, verbs change depending on the pronoun that is used. Please notice the word je in the middle of the sentence. Remember that this is the informal way to say you. The first word is the verb spreek, which means to speak. Because it is referring to je, it is conjugated to spreek je. And you probably recognize Engels to be English. Spreek je Engels? To learn how to use different verbs, like spreken, please look at our Absolute Beginner series on DutchPod101.com. You can find very detailed grammar lessons and resources there. We're now going to make this sentence formal. First, we need to use the formal version of you, which is u. If we change the word for you, we will say the verb differently. It becomes spreekt instead of spreek, like in the informal version. Spreekt u Engels? Spreekt u Engels? Adding pardon, excuse me, the sentence becomes even more polite. Pardon, spreekt u Engels? Pardon, spreekt u Engels? The responses you will receive could be one of these 3. Ja, yes. Ja. Een beetje, a little. Een beetje. Nee, ik spreek geen Engels. No, I don't speak English. Nee, ik spreek geen Engels. Since the last one is a negative statement, we need to say geen after the verb spreken. Notice also that the verb spreek is slightly different than spreken. Remember, the verb changes depending on the pronoun used. We are now talking about ik, Dutch for I. Thus, I do not speak is ik spreek geen. Now it's time for Marlene's insights. For those of you who are not only English speakers, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Dutch people study other European languages at school, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute Engels with Italiaans for Italian, Duits for German, Spaans for Spanish, Frans for French. In this lesson, we are going to deal with the verbs to be, zijn, and to come, komen. When you meet a new person in the Netherlands, they might ask you, waar kom je vandaan? which is the equivalent of where are you from? It literally means where do you come from in Dutch. Let's break it down. Waar means where, and you're familiar with je, the word for you. Kom is a conjugated form of the verb to come, komen. Finally, vandaan means from. Altogether, it's waar kom je vandaan? Waar kom je vandaan? Answering this question is very easy. You just say, ik ben, which means I am, and then your nationality. Ik is I, and ben is a to-be verb zijn, conjugated for I. For example, ik ben Amerikaans means I am American. Ik ben Amerikaans. Just replace Amerikaans with your own nationality. I am German is ik ben Duits. I am Italian is ik ben Italiaans. I am Brazilian is ik ben Braziliaans. You could also answer with ik kom uit Duitsland, which means I come from Germany, for example. Ik kom means I come, and uit means from. In that case, you would also have to change the nationality to the name of the country, like we do in English. So, I come from, ik kom uit, and then the name of the country. For example, if you are from France, you say, ik kom uit Frankrijk. Ik kom uit Frankrijk. Or if you are from Australia, you say, ik kom uit Australië. Ik kom uit Australië. To return the question, you can simply say, en jij, which is, and you? Now it's time for Marlene's insights. You'll find that the nationalities in Dutch are very similar to their English equivalents. Also note that we write nationality names and country names with a capital letter, just like in English. Easy, right? This is the second part of our lesson on the verb zijn, which is to be. This verb is also used to talk about location, to say things like I am in the street or he is in the room, so it's very useful. When you want to know where something or someone is, you use the verb zijn in Dutch. For example, when someone asks you on the phone, waar ben je? That means, where are you? Let's break it down. Waar means where. Ben is are. This is the verb to be, zijn, conjugated for you in the present tense when you are asking a question. And je, as you know, is the word for you. Altogether, it is waar ben je? Waar ben je? Answering this question is very easy. You just say, ik ben, and then the place where you are. Ik means I, and ben is that verb zijn again. Then you add the place. So for example, you can say, ik ben op straat, which is, I am on the street. Ik ben op straat. Now let's see a few other possible answers with I. I am at the office would be, ik ben op kantoor. I am in a meeting would be, ik ben in een bespreking. I am in a store would be, ik ben in een winkel. The verb zijn is an irregular verb, so you have to pay attention to which form to use. As we have seen, ik ben means I am. But we also have jij bent, you are, and hij is, he is. For plural forms, we use zijn. For instance, you could say, we zijn thuis. That means, we are at home. Now it's time for Marlene's insights. The verb zijn can also be used in this convenient question that you could ask if you were lost in the street, for example. Ik weet niet waar ik ben. Kunt u mij helpen, alstublieft? That means, I don't know where I am. Can you help me, please? Ik weet niet waar ik ben. Kunt u mij helpen, alstublieft?
In the last two lessons, we learned the main usages of the verb zijn. which means to be in Dutch. In this lesson, we're going to learn a third practical usage of this verb. We will use zijn to talk about your age. It's normal for young people in the Netherlands to ask each other's ages, but it might be risky to ask people over 25. If someone asks you, hoe oud ben jij? Just know that it means, how old are you in Dutch? Hoe oud ben jij? Now you have to answer with your age. In Dutch, you use the same verb we learned in the 2 previous lessons, zijn, to be. Here are some examples. I am 18 is ik ben 18. I am 20 is ik ben 20. I am 25 is ik ben 25. I am 40 is ik ben 40, and so on. Do you notice the pattern here? We started with the sentence ik ben 18. I am 18. Ik ben means I am. This is the conjugated version of zijn. 18 is 18. We learned about numbers back in lessons 6 and 7. Ik ben 18. Sometimes Dutch people add 2 more words to this sentence to indicate that they are explicitly talking about age and not something else. So, you might hear Dutch people adding the words jaar oud after the age. The word jaar means years, and oud means old. Ik ben 20 jaar oud. I'm 20 years old. Ik ben 20 jaar oud. But please pay attention. In Dutch, we most often use the singular form of jaar, so we literally say year-old instead of years old. Let's look at the sentence again. Ik ben 34 jaar oud is I am 34 years old. Ik ben 34 jaar oud. Now it's time for Gabriella's insights. If you are asked your age but you don't want to tell, you can simply say, that's a secret. In Dutch, that's dat is een geheim. Dat is een geheim.
Want to speak real Dutch from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at DutchPod101.com.
Hallo Anna, hoe gaat het?
Hoi Marijke, goed, dank je. Hoe gaat het met jou?
Goed, dankjewel.
Hoe gaat het met Jan?
Heel goed. En met Bert en de kinderen?
Ook goed.
Wat een verrassing.
Ja. Woon je weer in Nederland?
Ja, ik woon weer hier. Ik woon weer in Amsterdam.
In het centrum?
Ja, en waar woon jij?
Ik woon ook in Amsterdam.
Werk je in het centrum?
Ja, ik werk hier. Werk jij ook in het centrum?
Nee, ik werk thuis.
Ik ben op weg naar een café.
Goed idee, ik ben toe aan koffie. Is je man ook in Amsterdam?
Ja, Bert is ook in Amsterdam.
Is hij nu in het centrum?
Ja, wij werken allebei in het centrum.
Werken jullie elke dag?
Bert werkt elke dag en ik werk part-time.
Kijk, het regent.
Zie je Pieters auto daar? Het raam staat nog open.
Oh, de stoel is al nat. Ik roep Pieter meteen.
Nee, Pieter is niet thuis. Hij werkt vandaag.
Op zondag?
Ja, Pieter werkt in de winkel van zijn oom, in het centrum. Die winkel is open op zondag.
Ik heb zin in koffie met iets lekkers.
Hebben ze hier lekkere koffie?
Ja, de koffie is erg goed.
Oké, ik neem ook koffie. Hebben Bert en jij kinderen?
Wij hebben 2 kinderen. En jij? Heb jij kinderen?
Ja, wij hebben ook 2 kinderen.
Je hebt een druk leven.
Jan heeft een druk leven. Ik heb een goed leven.
First you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
Een man en een vrouw zijn aan het praten. Wat gaan ze als eerste doen?
Wat wil je vandaag doen?
Ik wil graag naar de film.
Oké, ik wil naar een honkbalwedstrijd op tv kijken.
En ik wil ook nog winkelen.
De honkbalwedstrijd begint om 1 uur vanmiddag.
Oké, laten we dan eerst naar de film gaan en dan kun je daarna de honkbalwedstrijd kijken.
Prima, dan doen we het winkelen vanavond.
Wat gaan ze als eerste doen? Een man en een vrouw zijn aan het praten. Wat gaan ze als eerste doen?
Wat wil je vandaag doen?
Ik wil graag naar de film.
Oké, ik wil naar een honkbalwedstrijd op tv kijken.
En ik wil ook nog winkelen.
De honkbalwedstrijd begint om 1 uur vanmiddag.
Oké, laten we dan eerst naar de film gaan en dan kun je daarna de honkbalwedstrijd kijken.
Prima, dan doen we het winkelen vanavond.
Een vrouw is aan het lunchen in een restaurant. Wat gaat ze bestellen?
Wilt u na de maaltijd nog koffie of een nagerecht?
Wat voor nagerecht heeft u?
We hebben pudding en appeltaart.
Eigenlijk wil ik gewoon een koffie alstublieft.
Wilt u suiker en melk?
Alleen melk alstublieft. Wat gaat ze bestellen? Een vrouw is aan het lunchen in een restaurant. Wat gaat ze bestellen?
Wilt u na de maaltijd nog koffie of een nagerecht?
Wat voor nagerecht heeft u?
We hebben pudding en appeltaart.
Eigenlijk wil ik gewoon een koffie alstublieft.
Wilt u suiker en melk?
Alleen melk alstublieft.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.